This is my very first e-bike. I actually think it looks pretty good, don't you? It's a 26 front, 24-inch rear. Actually a 24-inch unicycle tyre, 24x3. That is actually the original battery which I'm still using on my latest bike. 4 years old, can't complain. The frame is a very obscure, muddy Fox full suspension bike. Kind of a kid's bike really, but it worked really well the way the coil is positioned. Enough space for the battery, which is quite unusual. And I fitted Zoom DH680 forks. They cost me 130 quid. And yes, they're basically crap. But you know what? They did well. They survived. I was happy with them, to be honest. And here they are today. They've been in the garage on the floor, covered in crap, sawdust and everything. The original frame finally snapped. So I just took the forks off and lashed them in the garage. Have a look to see what sorry state they're in. It's absolutely incredible they can make them that cheap. Everyone's going to say, oh my god, they're going to snap. You know what? It's not a light bike, and I'm a pretty heavy rider. I weigh like 15 stone, and I battered these things over downstairs, over giant rocks. Okay, I don't do jumps, but you know, I really did like 30, 40 mile an hour, smashing over everything. But there's not the slightest crack. They never failed me once. I say they never failed me. As you can see, the slider surfaces are absolutely destroyed. Grooved to hell. I don't even know if they had oil in them. I didn't even look. I just put them on the bike and rode it. I thought, bloody hell, I'd better put some grease. So I put grease in, but it just kept pissing out and there was just black gunge coming out the forks all the time. The seals are naff. There's no foam oil collector. You could fit them in. There is a space for them. Absolutely no damping. I don't even know what those things at the top. I think they're just there for show. And they top out dreadfully with a giant bang every time it happens. But I got confident with them. I never worried about them. I would just slam them into anything and they just survived. No squirm whatsoever under braking. Just solid with the 22mm, I think it is, through axle design. I wouldn't say they were that heavy. You know, they don't feel like really heavy forks. They're actually made of magnesium, the bottom half. All the brake lined up perfectly. But obviously, as the stanchions started to wear, they got a bit loose. And so there's quite a bit of play backwards and forwards. But if you oiled them properly and you put in foam collectors, they probably would be a lot better. I was a complete novice to triple crown forks, and I just didn't even know. I didn't know anything about hydraulic forks, to be honest. I didn't even know where the oil went in them. I think if I bought a pair now, I could look after them and they'd be quite a nice set of forks. I know the badge says do not go downhill racing, but it's not a problem. They can survive anything. And if you only weigh 12 stone, no worries at all. Overall, for a crazy e-bike build, I think they're a good purchase. You've got 200mm travel. You've got a through axle, 20mm. What more could you ask for? 130 quid? It was 4 years ago. I don't know how much they are now. I think they're probably more like about 170 quid now. Literally like a tenth of the price of a set of Fox 40s, whatever they're called. Yeah, I would say people's biggest issue, they're probably going to think that they're not strong enough and they're just going to fold on them the first time they do a jump or hit something hard. Well, no, that's not my experience. They seem to be really, really well built, which again is incredible. I mean, you can see the diameter of the stanchion, that's going nowhere. I got the bug for electric bikes by trying one out when I was on holiday in Austria. So I came home and had a look at a few of the bikes, but I realised I wanted something that went a bit quicker and I could make myself. Bought the frame off eBay for 30 quid. The battery cost me 350. The rear BAFANG hob was 160. The rim was 30. The tyre was 30. Forks were 130, yeah. And the front wheel was already built for about 50 quid. Another 100 quid of various parts like cheap brakes and handlebars. So I got a hell of a machine, you know, for not like somewhere around £1,000. It certainly attracted attention. Lots of people thought it looked like something out of Mad Max. As I'm the least fit of everyone I know who rides bikes, it just turned me into Superman. Go on long rides with them and beat them up all the hills. As you say, it completely changed my life. I'd never considered for a minute that I would have got fit enough to go mountain biking. And it turns out I didn't have to. People always ask you, how far does it go? And I'll never answer that one. I always say, well, it's not how far it goes, it's how long it works for. You get about 2 hours of use out of it, using full throttle all the time. 2 hours can be 5 miles, or it can be 40 miles. But you'll never get more than 40 miles out of it, no matter how easy you try to take it. Well, thanks for watching. It's just too cold to ride the bike at the moment. I can't face it. So I just made a little video about my bike and the forks. Thanks for watching. See you next week.